In grammar page 37. So go ahead and start there.
Got it. Yay!
Grammar page 37.
Sorry, my grandma's all over there.
All right. Talking about openers. Again, another new opener here. We have an adverb opener this time. I'm so glad you're excited about grammar. That's good. So we already know about ly adverbs, right? So this is now, we're going to look for an opener with an ly adverb. By the way, that's something you're going to eventually start doing in your writing. It's coming. So just know that we're going to practice it here first, and then we're going to start using it in our writing. So it's basically a number 3. You guys have number 1 and number 2. Remember, number 1 is subject opener. Number 2 is prepositional phrase, prepositional opener. And then number 3 now is adverb opener. Here's your examples. Surprisingly, Robin approached the town. Surprisingly is an adverb. It ends in ly. It's pretty easy to spot. And in that one, you're going to use a comma. Now, there's a couple of comma rules here. When the adverb modifies the whole sentence, like it was surprising that Robin approached the town, when it modifies the whole sentence, you do need a comma. So there's a couple comma rules here, because it was surprising that Robin approached the town. Here we have confidently Robin approached the town. Now this word confidently tells how he approached the town. So it doesn't modify the whole sentence, it modifies the verb. That's when you do not need a comma. So there's 2 different comma rules here. I want to make sure that makes sense. So if the word is an ly word, an opener like this, if it's modifying or it's changing or telling more about the whole sentence, you do need a comma. If it's only modifying the verb, you do not need a comma. That's the rule. The more you do this, the more you practice this, it'll make more sense. But basically, that's what this says, the comma rules here. I just showed you on those sentences there. Any questions about the adverb opener? No. I want to show you a page in the front, though, of your book. So before we go on to talking about numbers, go to the very front of your book, the very, very, very front. Okay.
It's so pretty.
I know, it's cute, huh? If you keep going, turn the pages until you see this page that says scope and sequence. There's no page number, so go until you see that page. This gives you a master list of all the things you're going to learn in this book. And I want to show you this page because this will help you if you forget, if you're working on something and you forget what it is, like, for instance, interjection. We haven't really talked about it yet, but let's pretend like you're like, what is an interjection again? If you go across here and it comes to a 14, that means in lesson 14, that's when we talk about it. Okay. So that's just telling you where in this book these lessons are. Now turn 1 page to this one. Find that page. It's the next one. Are you on it, Ian? Are you looking at your book? Make sure you look at your book. Notice under here, under stylistic techniques, here they all are. You've got all your dress ups: strong verb, quality adjective, who, which clause, ly adverb, adverb clause. Some of these we haven't learned yet. But notice here, all the openers are here except for number 4. Notice it goes 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. That's because you're not going to learn number 4 until your next book. Okay, so you'll have to just wait and see what that is. But here, you've got your subject opener. We talked about, if you move over, you can see a 6 here. That means in week 6, we talked about what a subject opener is. So if you get to your homework and you're like, man, I forgot what opener that is. See, week 6, you can look back. The weeks are at the top right-hand corner here. That's week 5. And here we go. So week 6, that's page 31. We talked about the subject opener. And guess what? Same week, we talked about the prepositional opener. I wanted to show you that because that's a good tool to use if you forget in your homework time what those openers are. That's how you find them. So now let's go back to this page 37. This is our page for today. All right. I already talked about ly opener. We already talked about commas. We're going to look at numbers now. So this is pretty easy. You spell out numbers that can be expressed in 1 or 2 words, like 12 is 1 word, right? So you would write out TWELVE, write out the word 12. And then like the word 100, it's 2 words, but you're still going to write it out. You're going to spell it out in your writing. Instead of writing a 100, you're going to write out 100. And then you're going to use a hyphen, which is the same thing as like a dash with numbers from 21 to 99. So if you have 21, 22, 23, 24, instead of writing the 2-1, you're going to write 20-1. That's the proper way of doing numbers in your writing. Okay. Spell out ordinal numbers like first, second, third, fourth, fifth. All of those numbers are spelled out. Ian, are you paying attention? Because it looks like you're doing something on your computer. So make sure you're looking at your book while I'm talking about this. Ordinal numbers tell the order or position in a sequence. So here's how you're going to fix it. Because remember, they're putting mistakes in here on purpose. Okay. Right here, Robin had 9 arrows in his quiver. The quiver is that thing they carry on their back that has the arrows in it. So they can pull it out and then they get ready to shoot it. Okay. But the word 9 is 1 word. So instead of writing the number 9, you're going to draw a line through it and write out NINE on top of that. That's how you fix it in this book for numbers, following these rules here. Any questions about this page? Yes, Kylie.
I probably already said it, but when it's a 2-digit number, do you just write it out too?
If it's 2 words, yeah. So like if it's 2 words, like 100,
Like 200.
oh, like 2-digit, you're thinking of like 13, 14, or 20 something. So yeah, you just write out the number. But like here it says starting at 21, you're going to put a dash. But yeah, all the 2-digit numbers you're going to write out. Good question. Write it out. Okay. On the back of that is a little bit more. So go ahead and turn to page 38. It's saying, think about it here. So we're talking about a verb. According to a verb definition, there are 3 categories of verbs. Action, that's the easiest one. Action, linking, and helping. Every clause has an action verb or a linking verb. When a helping verb helps either an action verb or linking verb, the 2 verbs together are called verb phrase. That's just something you need to know. You don't have to label it that way or anything. But when you have a helping verb right next to an action verb, it's called a verb phrase. Okay. Ian, I've already had to talk to you once, twice, maybe 3 times. Okay. Stop playing around on the computer because it seems like you're not listening right now. Okay. I need you to stop doing that because I'm going to have to talk to your mom about this. So now's your chance to stop. Okay. All right. An action verb right here is an example. Robin shot an arrow. Obviously, the word shot is an action. Okay. That's an example of an action verb. It's what Robin is doing. Here's an example of a linking verb. Robin felt upset. In this sentence, felt is the linking verb. Felt links the subject, Robin, to the adjective upset. Is how he was feeling, right? So felt is a linking verb. Here's an example of a helping plus an action. Robin had shot an arrow. So had shot together is a verb phrase. Remember when you have a helping and a verb together, like action verb, it's called a verb phrase, had shot. And then here we have a helping and a linking. Robin did feel upset. It's another way to say that. So you just need to be aware of the differences between action, linking, and helping and how they're used together. And then they give you this handy dandy list down here, 2 lists. Linking verbs, and helping verbs. Notice that first line is the same in both. Am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. They're the same in both lists. It's how it's being used in the sentence. If it's right next to a verb, it's called a helping verb. If it's linking two other words in the sentence, it's called the linking verb. Okay, that's the difference. You guys have any questions about these verbs here? Nope. Okay. Let's do the practice. The more we practice, the better we're going to get at this. Okay. So Ian, I'm going to have you read the sentences for us, please. Go ahead and unmute and read those sentences.
Fearfully, Robin Hood escaped the Sherwood Forest. He was an outlaw on 2 accounts and could not return home.
Okay, good. That word accounts is our vocabulary. It's not, you might automatically think of like bank accounts. It's not like that. These are 2 reasons why he's an outlaw. That means he's in trouble with the law, right? So he's in trouble for trying to help the poor people. Go ahead, Jason. You have something to say about that?
So, I was going over the entire story this morning. I didn't go past this part, but so he killed someone for self-defense. Wouldn't that make him not guilty of murder if it was an action of self-defense?
That's a good point. I mean, he still is in trouble because maybe the law hasn't figured it out yet. You know how when, somebody gets hurt or killed, there still has to be a process to find out what the truth is, right? So he's still in trouble, even though it was self-defense. He's still in trouble until they can figure it out. Kylie, did you have something to say?
Yeah. Also, I did read more of the story as well.
Don't give away any spoilers.
I'm just gonna say one thing.
Okay.
But the man that he killed was the sheriff's related person. So the sheriff's now mad at him.
Oh, I hope that wasn't a spoiler
spoiled
alert.
it.
No spoiler alert, man. No spoiling.
I've read the whole thing.
Okay, don't tell us though, because it's kind of fun to be in suspense as we go. So don't tell us, okay, Kylie?
Okay.
All right, we know what the vocabulary is. Go ahead and check that. And then you can go ahead and do a and the. Go ahead and mark those, or one. There's only one in here, so that's
Found it.
easy. There you go. Let's see, Ian. Actually, I'm sorry, Ian, you read the sentences, so I'm gonna start with Jason. Jason, where are the 4 nouns here?
Robin Hood,
Okay,
Sherwood Forest,
good,
outlaw,
good.
and I think home.
Yes. Oh, you know what? I said yes. And home is one of those weird ones, so we're going to come back to that. The other one, where's the other noun? Accounts. Accounts is actually a noun, and we're going to talk about home in a minute. But the 4 nouns are Robin Hood because it's a proper noun, both first and last name. Sherwood Forest. Okay, we got those. We'll talk about home in a second here, but how about Ian? Where's the pronoun? Pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun.
Home?
No. So it's like words like he, she, it, them, they.
Oh, he?
There you go. So he is referring back to Robin Hood, right? So that's why it's a pronoun. So we don't have to keep saying Robin Hood a million times. How about Kylie? What about an adjective telling which one or how many of a noun? Remember how we asked those questions? 2? Yeah. but we got to fix that first, right? It's a
Yeah.
number. How do we spell two?
TWO.
There you go. So you're right. We need to write it out because that's proper for a story like this. And then you're right. This is called an adjective. So we'll put ADJ there.
ADJ.
ADJ for adjective.
Yeah, I know. It reminds me of like this.
Oh, a DJ. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Adverbs. Now, these are words that add to the verb and give more information about, like, it tells where or more information about the verb, the action. So we know that an ly word is an adverb, right? We've been practicing that in our writing. So let's put adverb here. I'm going to do this one with you guys here. The other adverb, these are tricky. Not is an adverb, and home is actually an adverb. Now, home can be a noun sometimes, right? That's why it was tricky in the beginning. But it depends on where it is in the sentence that tells us what its function is. In this sentence, it's an adverb because it's telling could return where, it could return home, could not return home. Return is that verb, right? That's the action part. So these on either side is telling more. It's modifying this verb return. It's giving more information about it. So it becomes an adverb. Okay, Jason, do you have a question on that?
Would it be for home an adverb and a noun since home is a place?
No, because remember when we talked about words can only function as one part of speech at a time. It's kind of one of those words that it depends on how it's used in the sentence. But you're right, though. Home is a place and it is a noun. If it's like if I say, my home is on Baker Street or something like that, right?
Fire.
Right. Or my home is in Tehachapi. So home in that sentence would be a place and that would be a noun. But in the way it's used here, it's tricky. This is tricky. This is just going to have to be something that you accept, even though it's hard to accept. The way it is between not and return, it's giving more information about return. It's giving more information about the verb return. So could not return where? Home, because it's answering that question where. Okay, that's a tricky one, but that in this sentence, it's an adverb. Okay, let's go ahead and put a check mark there. Coordinating conjunction. Kylie, what is the coordinating conjunction?
And after
Good.
it comes.
Remember, that's fanboys, in case you guys forgot what acronym that is. That's fanboys. We're going to come back to prepositional phrases, so I'm going to skip down here. Good. Don't tell us yet. So Ian is going to help us find the verbs. We already found this one, return. There's a few more. So what are the verbs in this sentence, Ian? Remember, they could be linking or helping verbs too. So different types of verbs here.
How many are there?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4 verbs altogether.
Okay. Escaped.
Escaped is a verb. Good.
Could.
Good. Yes. Could is a verb. That's a
Do.
helping verb or a linking verb. Not to.
Was.
Yes. Another linking verb. Good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then remember return is also a verb. So make sure to put a V on top of that one. Awesome.
Return.
Good.
Can I do the subject verb?
Yeah,
pairs?
go ahead and do the subject. Yes.
Subject verb pairs.
Okay, good. In the first sentence,
Robin Hood's the subject.
good.
And then Sherwood Forest.
No, that's still part of the same sentence, and there's only one subject here. So look at the second sentence. So in that sentence, who was the outlaw?
He
Good. So subject on top of the pronoun there. Good.
or Robin Hood.
Or Robin Hood, but in the sentence, the word he is the subject. Good. Awesome. All right, prepositional phrases. I know that Kylie knows, but I want to see if Jason can find them. And this should be easier now because we've labeled everything. So look for words that don't have a label on it yet. What do you think, Jason?
To Sherwood Forest.
Yes, that's one. To Sherwood Forest. What else?
I feel like it would be Fearfully Robin Drive.
No, we already labeled these. Fearfully's labeled.
On 2 accounts.
There you go. On 2 accounts. And it stops on a noun. So remember, the first word is a preposition, and then it stops on the noun. Good. Now, Kylie, how about the openers? There's 2 different sentences, so there's 2 different openers here. What do we have as the first opener?
Subject.
For this one, fearfully?
Yep.
Not subject, actually, even though there is a subject right here.
I mean, sorry, I meant sorry.
Not prepositional, not that one.
It's the other one.
What's the other one?
I forgot what it's called.
We just talked about it. You can look back on the Learn It page that we just did.
It's called
Go back to the Learn It page.
adverb opener.
There you go. What number is it?
3.
Yes. So let's put 3. And then ly adverb. Good. Because it's fearfully. That is an ly adverb. So that's the opener. And then Ian, what is the opener for this one? He was an outlaw. What's the type of opener that is?
He was.
Is it, here's your choices now. We know 3, okay? We know subject opener. Okay, Ian, stop. Subject opener, prepositional opener, or adverb opener. Those are the 3. Now look at where you have the first word of the sentence. What type of opener is this?
Noun.
What was that?
Pronoun.
No. Okay, the 3 choices are number 1, subject, number 2, prepositional, number 3, adverb. So what do you see first here in that sentence? Say it again. It's not preposition. I don't know why I can't hear you right now, but Jason, do you know what opener this is right here?
Subject.
Subject, and that's a number 1. Good. Jason, good job. So let's put subject. We'll have to squeeze it in here. You're right, because look how we have S here. He is the subject of the sentence, and that's starting the sentence. So that means it's a subject opener. Good job. Jason, did you have something else to say there?
Yeah, sorry. Do we need to be okay? So last week I did not do the ly adverb, or like I didn't label them. Do we need to label them?
You know what? Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. When you look in the answer key, it does have it labeled there. So I think I'll accept it either way. How about that? You can either write it in, yeah, or not.
Which one do you prefer?
I prefer you writing it in. How about that? Because that
Okay.
way that'll help you memorize as you go. So I do, even though it's kind of crowded in here, I do prefer you writing it in. Thank you for asking that. It's a good question, Jason. All right, capitals, Kylie. Where are all the capitals here? 6 of them.
Fearfully.
Good.
Robin Hood.
Robin and Hood.
Sherwood Forest.
Okay, Sherwood and Forest.
And then he.
Good. End mark, Kylie. You might as well do that one too.
Period.
Good. Jason, comma. Now we have a comma we either need to take out or put in. Do you know what we need to do with a comma?
I think it would be better to put the comma fearfully.
It does feel like it should go there. I agree with that, but it doesn't go right there. It's actually here. We're going to take this comma out because we're only listing two things. We have he was an outlaw and he could not return home. So because there's two things he's doing here, we're just going to take out this one. Now the adverb at the beginning, fearfully, it does feel like you want to pause there, right? You want to say fearfully, Robin escaped to Sherwood Forest. But after an ly opener, you do not need a comma there. Okay. Any questions? Because we got the comma now and we got the number. We already fixed that. Any questions about this practice page? Nope. Okay. All right, we're done with the grammar. So you can put your book aside and go ahead and get out your binders next. Okay, and
Sorry.
that's okay. Go ahead.
Can we read our paragraphs?
Yes. So go ahead and get all of the things out of the front pocket with the Miller and his son. Now, I noticed, I do want to hear your paragraph for sure. Did you write one paragraph or did you write more than one, Kylie?
One.
Yeah. Okay. Is that what you did too, Ian? One paragraph?
One.
Good.
Were we supposed to?
No, that was right. That was right. Just one paragraph. Is that what you did?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you write all three, Jason?
Yeah, I thought I heard you say write 3, but not 5 because it's not the same thing, but write 3 because
That's
there's
okay.
danger.
Well, because we did finish the story sequence chart, so that's okay because you're ahead now, Jason. So that's fine. You didn't do anything wrong. You just went ahead, so you get to kind of relax a little bit this week. But on the homework on the Google, it said to only write the first paragraph. So if you only wrote one paragraph,
Really?
okay, yeah. So let me show you really quick. Do you guys know how to read the Google instructions? Let me just show you really quick in case.
Yeah, I thought you read.
It's okay, Jason. Don't worry about it. It's good. It's a good thing you're ahead. Let me go to the right one here. Is it this one?
I don't know why, but all of my teachers have so many tabs open.
Yeah, because I'm always doing stuff for sure. Whoops, not that one. When you open up, this is the work that was done this week. So here it says, use the first box of the story sequence chart that we did in class to write the first paragraph of the Miller, his son, and their donkey, or the donkey. I think I wrote the title wrong, but follow the checklist and check off items as you complete them for the first paragraph. Upload the checklist and your paragraph. So you only had to do one paragraph this week. But if you did all three, Jason, that's good. You're ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, can I share my screen? Because I have different instructions.
You have different instructions?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird. Do you know how to share your screen?
Yes, I need permission.
Okay. Let me see what you see. Unless you're looking at the wrong week, possibly.
So it says right here.
Okay, this one is, see, I just posted this. The one you're showing me says that do the week of 10:30. That's next week.
Oh my. I'm
So
sorry.
that's all right. Go right underneath that. Week 10, do week 10:23. Do you see that one?
Yeah, I just read that. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. No, that's okay. Don't worry, Jason. You're just ahead of yourself. That's all. So you're right though. See how you're already done for this week, which is nice. So you don't have to worry
You
about
can
this.
just sit back and
Yeah. While the rest of you are working, he can just be like watching football or whatever and be like,
Yeah,
hey,
he's like,
have a good day.
Yeah. I'll just do my grammar ahead as well. I don't have to do that. I'm just like, watch.
Kylie. All right. Well, it sounds like Kylie wants to read her paragraph. I'd love to hear it. So go ahead when you're ready, Kylie. Read us your first paragraph of the miller, his son, and their donkey.
It bruised my bum. A poor miller was going to town to sell his donkey. With him, his son, which was very helpful. They passed a group of women, opinionated and bossy. Why lazily walk when you can ride? Soon they passed an old man who told them, "Get down, boy, and let your father rest his weary limbs."
Good. I love it. It's
Opinionated and
perfect.
bossy.
Bossy. I know. Opinionated bossy is like, oh, they're so irritating. It's like, nobody asked you for your opinion. Why are you giving me your
I
opinion?
didn't do that. I wrote one paragraph for the entire thing.
Well, there's more to write,
So I
but let me ask you this.
have
You
Go
both
ahead,
can
Ian.
take
Do you have
that.
a question?
what?
You have a question? Or something?
Me?
Yes, Ian. Go ahead, Ian.
It's just what? It's just I wrote a paragraph for all three of the sections.
Oh, so you did the same thing as Jason then. That's good. That means you're ahead.
You guys can just sit back and relax.
Kylie's going to be the one that has to work this week. Nobody else.
No, I wrote one paragraph.
Oh, Jason.
All three of them.
Okay, it's supposed to be 3 paragraphs. Okay, eventually, like this week, you're going to finish writing paragraph 2 and 3. So you'll have to fix a couple things, Ian. Okay, but we'll go over that. Kylie, well, this goes for everybody. Everybody just look at your first paragraph only right now. I want you to look for an ly adverb. Did you guys remember to put one in there and underline it?
It was lazily.
Lazily. What was your ly adverb, Ian? Did you have one in your
Stupidly.
stupidly? All right, that's a good one. How about Jason? Do you have an ly adverb in your first paragraph?
Yeah, I did, but I forgot to underline it.
Okay, that's all right. I can here, let me send it back to you so you can fix that really quick since we're thinking about it. And then you can just turn it back. And the other option, if you ever forget anything, you can always unsubmit. I'm going to return it though this time. I got it. Oh, you know what else? Your format turned out really weird, Jason. I'm looking at it right now. I wonder why it did that. Oh, I know what you did. Can I help you right now, Jason, with yours on, can I share yours really quick?
Sure.
Okay, let me share it. Let me show you something here, Jason. I think what happened is you changed it to double space. Good for that. That's better.
Yeah, I saw that on the checklist, so I thought.
Yeah, double space is good. And then do you see this alignment one right here that's on your toolbar? And it looks like lines. You need to make sure that it's left aligned. For some reason, some of it looks centered here.
Oh, I did center it. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So go ahead and fix that. You can do that on your side. It should fix it here. Oh, wait, let's see. You're good. Left. So you might have to highlight it. You might have to go like this, Jason, and highlight the whole thing. And then you can hit that drop down and then left align right here.
Yeah.
Try that. See if you can do it. It's kind of cool on Google Docs. See how I can see what you're working on too? There you go. Yes, yes. Oh, weird. Okay, hold on. Something weird is happening. What in the world? Okay, so go like this again. Highlight the whole thing. And now go over to this button that says, wait, where is it? This one. Line and paragraph spacing.
Okay.
And double. It's just up, down. Right here on the up, down arrow. Whoa. Okay. Something's weird with your.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So here's what you're going to have to do now. I don't know why it's doing that.
I think I know why.
Did you hit return? You probably did. Yeah. You're going to have to backspace everything.
I'm just undoing.
Yeah, from there. You might have to
Okay.
mess with that. And Tyler, I think knows how to do it too. If he can help you. I'll stop my share there. I'll let you work on that for a minute.
Excuse me.
Let's see. Yes, go ahead, Kylie.
There's a reason why I don't type. So it's been 2 days now I've been in writing class. And for 3 hours and 20 minutes altogether, I just got to my 4th paragraph.
Oh, that's okay.
I did like 2 sentences in it so far, and I have like 5 or 4.
Okay, Kylie, in your first paragraph, do you have a who which clause in yours?
Yep.
Read the sentence that has the who which clause.
With him, his son, which was very helpful.
Good. Is that the whole sentence?
Yep.
Say it one more time.
With him, his son, which was very helpful.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. With him, let's put, you know what? It kind of sounds a little choppy. So what if you did with him was his son who was very helpful? Because remember, when you're talking about a person, we're going to use the word who. Are you erasing? You're not supposed to erase. You just broke the law. Draw a line through it, put who above it.
I
So
just fixed it. I
Okay.
just erased you and put who.
Okay. So it should say, with him was his son who was very helpful. I think that would be a good sentence. Now it
And then I
flows.
just hear the cops coming by my door.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Nice knowing you, Kylie. I'll send you cookies in jail, okay?
Yay! Can't get any better than that.
There you go. Jason, did you figure it out?
Yes, it should
Oh,
be
good.
fixed.
Awesome. Okay, then. Did you have another question, or you just want to tell me you figured it out?
No, that's it.
That was it. Okay. Now, Jason, on yours, I did notice you forgot to underline the ly. So look for that in your first paragraph and make sure you underline it. Ian, did you remember to underline your ly word in your first paragraph?
Yeah, I did, but I wrote it on paper.
That's fine. And then I did notice, Jason, on your who which clause, you used parentheses. I know this is a little confusing, but in our grammar book, that's how we mark it in our grammar book. But in our writing, you only need to underline who or which. So you're going to underline who or which and then take off the parentheses. You don't need them in your writing part. Okay. But you do need commas. So let me see if I can look at this again. It's weird. I don't think it's right yet, Jason. Oh, no. Okay. I got it. It does look right. Your spacing is good now. I see it. Sorry. Didn't mean to scare you there. But that's perfect. Commas around who was a poor man. I see that. That looks good. I know I'm not sharing my screen right now, but I can see it. Okay. So Ian, on yours, it sounds like you made one giant paragraph using all of your story sequence chart. So we need to look at that. Let's everybody look at your story sequence chart. Because really, Ian, it should be 3 separate paragraphs, okay? So, and I know Kylie, you're going to be working on paragraphs 2 and 3. Do you guys does your story sequence chart look like mine?
Yeah.
It's all done. It's all filled in. Okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys just went ahead, and Jason, you're good because you made them into separate paragraphs. So that is correct. And Jason, on yours, make sure you have an ly adverb and a who which in each paragraph. Okay. So
Yeah, I am. I'm just underlining them.
perfect. And you can work on that right now. That's fine with me. Ian,
Yeah.
Yours, you said you, let me see if I can minimize this. Let me look really quick on yours. Did you turn it in, Ian? Yeah, you did. I see it.
Don't.
Somebody turned it in for you. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Ian, since we have a little extra time today, I'm just going to talk to you about yours. Hold on. Let me look at everything here really quick. Looking at Ian's stuff. I see your hand. Hold on just a second, Jason. Ian, okay. You're not following your checklist yet. So do you remember what your checklist is, Ian? Remember what that is?
I redid it, so it might be the wrong one.
So, because I noticed, can you see your screen right here? Can you see it? I'm showing.
No, you're not sharing.
Okay. I think I messed up here. Let me share again. Kylie, did you have a question in between time here?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Not a question. I just want to tell you, I'm not going to be here for the next Thursday.
Oh, okay. I'll make sure to record.
I'm going to Camp Keep.
Oh, how fun. Yay.
I'm leaving on Monday and coming back on Friday.
Oh, how fun. Okay, well, you have a good time and I'll make sure to record it for you so you can watch it later. Okay. And then
they're ready to do though.
I'm excited for you. It's going to be so fun. Aw. And then Jason, did you have something to say? I'm sorry, I saw your hand earlier.
Yeah, no problem. I just want to let you know everything you want me to fix is fixed. I just want to know if you want me to resubmit.
Yes, I want you to
Okay.
resubmit. And then Ian, does yours look different than this now? Because this is single space. So you forgot to double space your writing. Did you fix that, Ian? Okay. On your checklist, you have to double space. Remember, we leave a line in between each line. Does that make sense to you? You know what to do? So you're going to need to rewrite this, okay? The other thing is this just looks like one big paragraph. You should have 3 paragraphs.
Okay.
Total. So let me show you again this one. So Ian, I want to make sure you understand for sure. Right here, Roman numeral 1, this top section, that's one paragraph right here. That's one paragraph. Right here, Roman numeral 2, that's 2 paragraphs. Roman numeral 3, that's 3 paragraphs. So when you're done writing this part about the old man that says get down, that should be the end of your first paragraph right here, where he's talking about the son. The old man is saying, son, you need to get down and so your father can rest his weary bones. Remember that part? And then you start a new paragraph right here talking about the crowd that yells, ride, the son should ride the donkey. Oh, wait, no, I'm confusing myself. What happens first? I forget.
Yeah, the old man says get down, and then the crowd sees him, and because the sun is like barely keeping up, and then
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why walk when you should ride?
And how can you ride when your son is barely keeping up?
Yeah, how can you ride when your son is barely keeping up? Okay, so anyway, this part right here, you're right. When the son goes up on the donkey, that's the son getting up with the old man or with the father, the miller. Yeah, and then they're overloading the donkey. You should carry the donkey. Okay, that's what it was. So,
and that seems so funny.
yeah, that's a separate paragraph.
I've read a different story with I've read the story except with a different ending, and it's that they got it to the farm without the donkey riding, but they couldn't sell it because they thought that the donkey was so weak that they had to carry it.
Oh, so a different version, but it's still
no, it's the exact same except for the ending.
Okay. Yeah, because this is attributed to Aesop, huh? This is another one of those Aesop fables. So there might be different versions of the story out there. So Ian, I wanted to make sure you understand that each one of these is a sentence, okay? So the Roman numeral is a sentence, and then 1, 2, 3 is a sentence. So that makes 4 sentences altogether, right, Ian? So your first,
Yeah.
okay, your first paragraph should have 4 sentences, and then you're going to move down to your second paragraph. Your second paragraph should have 4 sentences, and then you're going to do your third paragraph should have 4 sentences. So 3 paragraphs total. Okay. So you're gonna have to fix yours, Ian. Jason, you're done with yours, it looks like. I'll look at it again, but
Just sit down and relax.
you're gonna once I give you feedback on yours, yeah, he's celebrating over there. Then you can, yes, you can resubmit it again for this coming week's homework, that one that shows 10/30/23, which is October 30th. That's this next week. So you can put it on that homework too. You do have grammar though, so you will have to finish up your grammar.
We have homework on Halloween.
You don't have to do it on Halloween, but you do need to turn it in. You could do it before Halloween. Yeah. But you have to turn it in. I think your due date is actually that week. You turn it in on Wednesday because your class is on Thursday. So you'll turn it in on Wednesday. I think actually Wednesday is the 1st of November already. So crazy. All right. What else do we need to talk about?
Nothing.
Nothing else?
No, I think
The
my clock has
festival.
it so wrong. It says right now it's 10:42.
Mine says 10:39.
Yeah, that's what the computer is right. Our clock says 10:42.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Your
does our
clock is a
oven
little
clock. It's
Okay,
like 3 minutes ahead.
go ahead.
We're like, we're done. No, we have like 2 more minutes.
I do
No,
have something else to talk to you about though. So go ahead and turn your paper, your sequence chart, turn it over to the back. Because we're going to practice just one sentence with the who, which clause. So at the top line here, just put who, which clause. This is on the back of your story sequence chart. So Ian, turn your paper over and write on the back of it here, who, which clause. You need to write this down on the back of your story sequence chart. Okay. So let me think of it. Let me think of a good sentence here. So let's try the first sentence of the story. Let's say something like this. The miller, go ahead and copy this down. Oh, by the way, skip a line here. Go ahead and skip a line. The miller and his son took their donkey to town to sell.
Yeah.
The miller and his son took their donkey to town to sell. Okay. Yours might be similar to that. I'm just using a base sentence here. This is a good sentence because it has the subject, the miller and his son. There's 2 subjects here. And they're taking their donkey to town to sell. And the verb took is the verb in that sentence. Did you have a question, Jason, or something to say real quick?
Has something to say. I'm currently looking for the paper. I seem to have lost it.
Oh, if you can't find it, you can get out a new piece of paper and just write it on a new sheet. That's okay. This is a good sentence, but what if we wanted to add who or which to our sentence? We can't just plug it in, right? Let's say for a second, if we wanted to add here the miller and his son who took, let's say we want to put, let's see, let me think for a second. What if I put who right here? Go ahead and you write it in yours too. Do a little caret symbol like that. and put who. So now it says this, the miller and his son who took their donkey to town to sell. Yeah, put in who, because we're talking about people here. So remember, who is when you're talking about people, which is if you're talking about things, right? Basically. So if I squeeze in that word who, the problem with the sentence now is that it steals this verb. So on top of took, I want you to put a V for verb, and then I want you to draw an arrow from who to took, because now who steals that verb from the sentence. It means that we need another verb after that. You can't just find a spot to put in who or put in which. You have to add more to the sentence after that in order for it to make sense. Okay, Kylie?
You would be take after son, after who, it would be was, and then you would have to take took and making it like present tense, taking.
Oh, you could, let's see, the miller and his son who were taking their donkey to town to sell. You could, but there's another way you can fix it. Good thinking though. You still need more, because the who now takes that verb away. So we need a second verb. This is where it gets tricky. By the way, after son, you're going to put a comma. And now change this period to a comma, because the who clause now says who took their donkey to town to sell. But we need more. We need something with a verb here. The miller and his son who took their donkey to town to sell were poor. There you go. Is that what you said? Was poor?
Yeah, I said were poor.
Yes, because was would be if it's singular, but because there's two people here, the miller and his son, we're going to use the word poor. So now, good thinking, Kylie. That was correct. The miller and his son who took their donkey to town to sell were poor. Were now is a verb, so put a V on top of that. Now it makes sense, because remember, it takes away the verb from the sentence. So you need another verb after it in order for the sentence to make sense. Okay, that's just an example of how you can squeeze in a who or which clause in the middle of a sentence, but you got to follow it up with another verb. Okay, good. I think we're at the end now. Do you guys have any questions about what we just talked about back here?
No.
About that? Okay.
But darn it.
Darn it.
Yet.